This is pretty much all we do all day, just pot around.
Well, I'm Malcolm Craggs. I'm the Secretary-Treasurer of Blaydon Search and Recovery Association, otherwise known as Blaydon Metal Detecting Club. I joined the club 8 years ago, just after I retired from the civil service. I've always been interested in history. When I was younger, I had a metal detector and I found a halfpenny once. That's as far as it went. It was about a £20 metal detector. And I also like being out in the countryside.
I like the outdoors. When I was a child, I got bought a little Mickey Mouse metal detector. Every kid gets one, you know, and it's something I've always been sort of interested in. As I've got older, I'm watching history programs and stuff, so I took the dive and bought a Eurorace, and now I use a CTX 3030 and a DACE, which are the top of the range detectors, so I'm getting a bit more into it now.
It came sort of like America, it was over there, it was big, and it started to come over here, and people started getting them. But them days, even the cheap, like what we would call a cheap machine now, was very expensive.
My name is Alan Chapman. I've been a member of Blaydon Metal Detecting Club now for 15 years. My job is the site finder and the PRO officer. In our club we have a 3-month probation, and that's basically because we have all types of individuals come wanting to join the club and see what we're about. There is actually people that come and just gather information, and then they'll go away and use that information or to go on your land where your permission to detect, and they'll go around different clubs. It's quite competitive, so it's a basically get to know them and them get to know us. So there is a probation, just to sort out the good from the bad sort of thing. At the end of every month we have a find of the month competition, and that's we put all our finds on the table, and we have it in 2 sections, coins and artefacts.
Throughout the year you build up points from artefacts that you find. The first prize is 10 points, second prize is 8 points, and so forth downwards.
The person with the most points for finding the best quality finds, so to speak, all the points add up at the end of the year, and we end up with the Detectorist of the Year title, which you get a trophy.
Well, I think it's if you attend the meeting, you have to attend the Find of the Month meeting to actually put your coin in. I think I've won twice, a couple of Roman coins. Gary puts a lot of stuff in.
Last week we were in that field with the sheep in there with the 3 trees. And we got a medieval coin, Edward penny, from, what was it, 1100 and something? 1100 and something, Edward penny?
Something like that.
1175. Silver coin, and there's a few Roman coins come up as well. So we're hoping that there might be a bit of Roman stuff on here, with it being more high ground. But
I've seen a cut cartwheel.
Cut off cartwheel. Got an eyeglass somewhere.
Well, my name's Gary. I've been in the Blaydon Search and Recovery Association Metal Detecting Clubs for approximately 7 years now. So I've always been interested in history, even as a young kid, and got a metal detector when I was 13, and I've had one ever since. Hooked for life.
You pick up bits and bobs, tin cans, but every now and again you'll get something good. Any ideas?
Every time I put a different jacket on, I find remnants of previous digs, and you realise the rubbish that you haven't. Oh. Yeah, that's the sort of stuff we'll find. Musket balls, coins, bits of lead, buttons. Musket balls come up quite often. There's 3 of them there, and that's It's a clear pipe that was lying on the surface.
Oh mate, I've got one of them and nobody else has.
We go out every Sunday as far as we get permission. The problem is that we got to get permission to go out. If we don't get permission off the landowners, you're trespassing. So we've got to. The club, the history of the club is such that they've got contacts, and individual club members also ask farmers if we can get on. For instance, Billy, who's one of the members, one of the oldest members now, he was a bus driver in Northumberland. And he used to pick the school kids up off farms, so you got to know the farmers. So that got us an entree into the farms, which was quite an interesting way of getting around.
Oh. No women were allowed to join the club. Now that wasn't my rule. That was one particular person who isn't in the club anymore. And we wouldn't allow young'uns in, you know, some had daughters and sons, but he wouldn't let them join either. But as I say, he virtually started the club, this bloke, and he thought you know, and he made his own rules and things and put them forward and said, aye, right, yes, get on with it, you know. I says, he got more rules in there than what's in the Holy Bible, which wasn't necessary. But he left, so everything gets on great now.
I'm hoping to find a few discarded wedding rings at the back of a church. You know, you would think, you know, some marriages don't last very long.
I think we have about 30 members at the minute, and there is a slight, like a waiting list. But if somebody comes highly recommended, like a friend of a friend or anything, then they'll allow them in, you know. Every metal detecting club has a guy, an archaeologist, who they liaise with, like a fines liaison officer, and they visit the club, and it's our way of giving back the information that we find to the public. So we register our finds with the museum. The guys take it away and photograph the artefacts and record them and everything, and then we get the feedback of them, and it goes into like a yearly log, and that'll be in museums and universities and libraries right throughout history. If any of the public are thinking about metal detecting, there has been a massive increase in the last 12 months because there's been lots of gold finds, and people always think that you're going out and you find gold all the time and treasure, but it's not actually like that. You do actually find gold and treasure if you're lucky.
Came in at work and he found a gold coin, and this gold coin he put it in auction. He got £1,000 for it. I says, well, what do I do here? He says, just buy a detector and away you go. So I found a gold coin straight away, because once you've done it, you catch the bug, and you need to be at it again because you know that there's another one waiting for you.
Standard with a detector is basically all you need is headphones and a shovel. Some of the headphones are wired, and then on some detectors the headphones are wireless.
If you're thinking about metal detecting as a hobby, it's best to join a club immediately.
Did you raise it yourself when you gel with something? You put you on. Right, well, how about the other? I know. Well, it's curious and buggers.
I think, you know, there's a penny somewhere, Malcolm's that one. Not Malcolm's,
And I think most of the regulars are here. The ones that we didn't expect to turn up haven't, so that says a lot, I think, really. I've checked your own papers now, and I can announce that in terms of the coins well, the winner with 5 marks is a King John penny for Alan. So well done. Okay. Danny got 125 marks. Well done. Gary McKenna got 131 marks. Alan Chapman got 156 marks. And for want of repetition, Bob Percy won Detectorist of the Year with 214 points.
It's the key to winning it. It's turn up every week. It doesn't matter what you find, but you'll get something to put in, even if it's buttons and buckles.
I didn't think I would win at all. I thought Bob might have been, and there was a few more. I don't know who put them in, but there was a few Roman silver coins as well, which were quite nice coins. But King John penny is quite, it's not rare, but it is a nice find.
Until next year.